I believe there are those of us who are joining us for perhaps the very first time, those who have just joined us in the business. And we want to welcome you in our Tuesday training. We usually have this kind of a training for distributors every Tuesday, 5 p.m. And we do so because we believe in empowering ourselves. When I started the business, they used to talk of personal development. That is 10 years ago. My mind was so set for money, so I really wanted to hear them talking about money and really nothing else. But later I came to appreciate that if you make money and you don't get personal development, then you won't be able to sustain that money. And as the training has been, if your business grows to a high level and you remain at a lower level, then that business will come down looking for you. If your business is down and you are at a higher level in terms of personal development, again, the business will come up looking for you. So we make training a pillar of our business in the Superstars team. And the reason why we named the team Superstars is because we believe we have the potential of being the best team ever in the Neolife world. This has been confirmed. We are not yet where we really belong, but we've been able to perform significantly and noticed across the world. But we've just begun. We have all the potential to achieve more than we ever dreamt of. So Superstars team means we want to shine so that everyone can notice us. They say if you want to be known and you don't want people to ignore you, then be an expert, you know. Perform so well that even your critics will have to listen to you. And as Pieros often says, your success should be the one making noise so that people cannot ignore that kind of noise. And again, we believe in excellence. We don't believe in mediocrity, you know, doing business in the slow motion style. We believe for us to really shine across the world, we need to perform at excellent level. It is either you play it big or you get out of the field. That is our motto. And the Superstars team, we believe that in this opportunity of Neolife, we'll be able to achieve great success and also help as many people to also succeed. Before we get to the main session of the day, because God has blessed us today with a great speaker, a gentleman that I will introduce shortly, I would love to really recognize our efforts for the month that has just ended, the month of April. Today was the very last day of the month of April. And I want to thank all of us that together we've been able to do a great business. In terms of sponsoring, a good number of us have been able to sponsor despite having limited movements. We are also not allowed to have gatherings, yet we've been able to do some significant sponsoring. We've also been able to record some high PVs for a number of us. And my request is we now focus on the next month of May. One of the tactics I've always used and they have worked for me is starting the month very early. Instead of wasting time, resting in the first few days, and behaving like you are so tired, or even when you have done a good job, instead of focusing on celebrating the past success, I've always loved when I get moving from the word go, because there is no time to waste. So we need to start the month with energy. And I am very happy that we have a speaker who will help us to start with energy, but the speaker will not really help you much if yourself you don't have a plan that you want to implement in the month of May. So without much ado, I want to welcome our guest speaker. He happens to be the main reason why all of us Superstars team, we are in the business. This is one of the people that God used to pave way for our existence in this business. He's our friend as a team. He's in South Africa, but he loves frequenting Kenya just to come and check on how we are doing. And as we talk, he's very, very much in touch with us. And ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite Pascal Olof, all the way from South Africa. Pascal, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Josphat.
Please take the mantle.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Superstar team.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, Josphat, thank you very much. And I'd like to tell your team that you have a very fantastic leader in Josphat and Piero's karaoke.
Thank you, sir.
When we did the meeting last week, Thursday, they had sponsored 6 people. I think when I spoke to them yesterday, they had reached 9 people. Is it 9 or 8?
8.
Yeah, they have sponsored 8 people, even in these difficult times. So I think all of you, you cannot have an excuse that you don't know somebody to follow to build this business, because I think Josphat and Pieros have paved the way for you to build your business. Something else that I've just picked up from what Josphat said, I remember when we started the business, and some of you know Dr. Miles Monroe. When we were about a year old in the business, he came to speak to us in Johannesburg, South Africa, and there were about 6,000 people in the venue. And he said something that stayed with me up to now. He said that the greatest danger of your business is your last success. So if you think you've done successfully in the past, think again. Don't ever think that you've succeeded, because in this business, I realize if you're ripe, you're rotting. If you're green, you're growing. It simply means there is no stopping in learning new things. Yesterday, I must confess to you that I know how to build this business. I know how to build other leaders and build depth. But the thing that I still need to master is to sponsor 6 to 8 people every month. And I sent Josphat a message. I said, Josphat, you and Pieros are sponsoring people every single month. I'd like to learn from you how to actually sponsor that regularly, because I know that if I sponsor 6 to 8 people every month, this time next year, Betty and I will be 5 diamond directors. So if you're old in the business, if you're new, there is never stopping learning about the business, both from your sponsors and even people who have just joined the business. I think in the next session, I'll share with you some of, Betty and I sponsored a distributor in Malaba. And they taught me something that I found very, very powerful in getting new people in the business. So always open your eyes and things about the business, whether the person is 2 days old in the business or they have 30 years experience. Open yourself to learning, because nobody knows everything about this business. Somebody who is not even in the business can teach you something that can really profoundly change your business. So open your eyes and your ears. The other thing I would like to mention is yesterday, Faith in Gaira, I can see your face on the meeting. She sent me a picture of what of some of the products I've done in her farm. I think it's Supergrow. The way she has had such fantastic results from using Supergrow in her farm, and I told her, you need to share this with your team. You need to share it with all your customers. If you share that information with passion, I promise you, your volume will double in the next 2 months. Okay, so share your story with passion. Share your story. Show people the pictures, what the business has done for you or the products. You'll find that your business will grow. Yesterday, when we had a session with Josphat and Pierrot, I asked them, what do you like me to tell your distributors? He said, I really don't know, but I'll send you some ideas. So what I'd like us to discuss today is taking full responsibility for your business. You know, the word responsibility comes from two words, which means response-able. It's not reaction. It's taking responsibility for your business. Response-able. You need to respond to what is going on around you. So I will share with you some of this, a screenshot of what I would like to discuss about this business. And just one moment. All right. One of the things that I studied in University of Nairobi is structural engineering. And one of the things that is important about our business is having a good foundation. You know, that building you're seeing in the picture, I think is about 40 stories tall. But when that building is being built, the first 6 to 8 months, you see absolutely nothing going on. You just see a fence surrounding the place, and you hear a lot of noise, you hear a lot of drilling, but you can't see anything coming out of the ground. What they are doing is that they are digging the foundation. They put a lot of steel, they put a lot of concrete, they check the foundation type, they check everything that will make that building stable. And sometimes they go up to 20 to 30 meters deep to build the correct foundation. And you don't see anything coming off the ground. After 6 to 8 months, then you see the building coming round. After 12 months, they've reached 30 or 40 stories high. Why is that? It's because the most important thing about life is having a strong foundation. The other thing I would like to share you, as I think some of you know about the Chinese bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree, if you plant it, for 4 years, nothing comes out. In fact, for 4 years, you get about 3 or 4 centimeters of the Chinese bamboo. You water it, you put manure, you remove weed, you keep watering for 4 years. On the 5th year, it grows 90 feet. Why is that? Because the foundation was being set for the Chinese bamboo tree to grow. So I'd like you to think about that principle when you're thinking about your business. When you start the business and the past 6 months, 8 months, you see nothing, don't worry. Time for growth is coming. Just keep plugging to the business, doing the training, reading, learning, open your ears, following your upline leaders' advice, and your business will grow. So I've written a few notes, foundation for success, because I believe all of you want to be successful. I have never had anybody who starts the business and saying, okay, I'm joining this business, but to be a failure. No, everybody joins the business because they want to be a success. So I would suggest the following things. The first thing is you need to master the basic skills of the business. And what are those basic skills? The first skill is the skill of knowing people. I have read a tremendous amount of books on how to just start a conversation with a stranger. I can sit in I don't know whether you've noticed, if you go to a building and you go into the lift, everybody is either looking at how the lift is going up, or they're looking on the floor and nobody talks. But if you open your mouth and say something like, why is everybody so quiet? Suddenly everybody pays attention and everybody starts smiling. You can start a conversation with a stranger and exchange contacts as long as you know how to do it. Just make a comment. It looks like it's very rainy today, or oh, you're wearing a very good shoes. What do you do? Or I see you are really sharply dressed. What is your occupation? Learn to start a conversation with a stranger. So the first skill you need to master is the skill of knowing people. And the other reason why you need to know people is Do you know what the most important topic of somebody's life is? Themselves. So take time to learn about, ask questions, make friends with people. I've got people in my list whom I knew 18 years ago. Some haven't joined, some joined after 15 years, some joined after 2 months. So never cancel out anybody in the business, in life, because you don't know what is changing in their lives for them to join and become successful in the business. The next skill you need to learn is the skill of inviting. Remember, sponsoring is a process. Sponsoring is not one single event. Sponsoring is a process. One, knowing people and finding out what their needs are. Number two, when you're inviting them to look at the business, invite them with the idea that this person, I'm actually want to sponsor them to change their lives. What I'd recommend for you, don't beg people to join this business. When I was new in the business, I was so consumed by the business, and I believed everybody could see what I saw. And sometimes when I would share the business with somebody and I wouldn't see it, I would get really frustrated. I'm sure if you're in the business, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I would wonder, why is this guy doesn't see what I'm talking about? But I discovered this business is not for everybody. This business is for people who want to change their lives significantly. So if people say no, remember they're not saying no to you, they're saying no to the business. Something I had yesterday in one of some of the tapes I listened to. Every no knows a yes. Think about it. Every no that you get, they know somebody who will say a yes. So when somebody says they're not interested, said, okay, I think this business is not for you, but do you know any sharp people whom I can speak to? Every person who says no, they know somebody who will say yes. So keep asking, keep pursuing. The third thing you need to understand is to how to show the plan. Understand the logic of the business. Explain the business with enthusiasm. Because remember, enthusiasm is very contagious. Try this. Go to a prospect and share the business as if you're really not interested and say, John, I want to show you a business. Would you like to see? How do you think they will respond? They don't want to hear. But if you talk to somebody as if you are on fire, they will pay attention to you. So show the business with enthusiasm, with faith. Even if you make a mistake, that is not important. The more mistakes you make, the greater will be your success. The other thing is follow-up and closing the business. I'm going to send your leader a tape I was listening to yesterday and this morning about how to close people. I think it's one of the most fundamental skills of this business. Once you've shown somebody the business, how do you get them to move, to make a decision to get started? A few tips. Number one, when you've shown something the business, assume they want to join the business. Okay? Number two, lead them to make the decision by telling them, okay, what did you like most about the business? Number two, I think that do you see yourself succeeding or making your dreams come through the business? If they say yes, tell them, okay, I think you're ready for the business. Do you want to use my pen or yours? And when can I get the money? Don't be shy about asking people for money. I think one of the biggest problems I have encountered myself and also other distributors is to have the courage to ask people for money. I remember once I met a person, I showed them the business, and they said they don't have money. So I changed the tack and I asked them, okay, Peter, if I outside there have a Mercedes 350 SEL, and I tell you that go and get me 6,900 shillings, and that car is yours, would you look for it? He said, yes, I'll give you 6,900 shillings within 2 hours. So I asked them, so you actually don't have a powerful enough reason to look for the money. So when people tell me they don't have the money, I know for sure that's an excuse, because I can give them a plan, to get that money. I can tell them, okay, you don't have the money, but I'll show you a plan. Sit down and write for me people with the following condition. If you know somebody with diabetes, somebody with high blood pressure, somebody with heart problems, somebody who wants to lose weight, somebody who uses skincare products. Write down a list of 15 people. Once you've written them down, I'm going to go with you and sell these products, and the profit you make from selling these products will be the money we put aside to get you started. And when I do that, then you realize that actually they have no excuse not to start the business. So when people say they don't have money, it's just an excuse. So you need to know how to go around these excuses. Okay? So that is about closing people. And then supporting your team. If you want to master something, teach it to somebody else. So I've got a homework for the team members. I can see from the, I think we have 53 people on this training, isn't it? You have about 53 people. So next week, Tuesday, I'm expecting a homework from 53 people. Okay? I would like you to master the skills that I've written on the board. The skill of knowing people, inviting people, showing the plan, and doing the follow-up. Anybody who closes at least 2 to 3 people, Josphat and I will have a discussion. Anybody who does what we've discussed today will give you a product. Okay? We want to see, you see, I'm sure some of you are taking notes. The question I'm asking you is this. Okay, you've taken the note. What are you going to do with the notes you've taken now? Okay? If you apply what we are discussing today, by the end of this month, your business will be different. Completely different. Because so many people are looking for our business at the moment. You know, I've just been delivering some products to our customer. She wanted to buy 3NN 120s. So as we were talking, then we started talking about coronavirus. I said, you know, this thing, if your immune system is very powerful, nothing will happen to you. And I deliberately carried carotenoid complex 90s with me because I knew that discussion was going to come. So I talked about carotenoid increases your immune system by 37%. Watched interviews about some of the finest doctors in America. I said, if your immune system is strong, if you've got vitamin C, carotenoid, nothing will happen. Then she asked me, do you have carotenoid? I said, yeah, I've got one in the car. I said, give it to me. You see, you can influence your customers and your prospect to make a decision by being ready for that decision. If I did, in fact, when I was leaving the house, Betty told me to deliver the products. So I carried 3NN and carotenoid. So she asked me, why are you carrying the carotenoid? I said, you never know. She may want the carotenoid. So by just being prepared, I sold carotenoid to a customer. So always be prepared for things to happen. So I want to suggest to you, the notes that you're writing down today, put them into action. Put them into action next week when we meet again for the presentation. I'd like to get a feedback of what you have done with what we've written down today. And then the other powerful thing is the events. You know, Betty and I started in March 1996. Then in July, we had a function there's a town called Bloemfontein in South Africa. It's about 500 kilometers from here. And the main speaker was, I think, Miles Mandro. I was so blown away about the event. I completely forgot that everybody in that meeting was a distributor. I started collecting names. I would ask somebody next to me, what is your name and what is your phone number? After I had collected 10 names, Betty whispered me, yes, do you know that all these people are distributors already? Because I was so fired up. I saw something about the business that I didn't think existed. And after that meeting, I think we are senior managers. Within 4 months, we had taken our first step, Sapphire Directors. That is how powerful events are. So when the event is coming, make sure you attend the event, because somebody will say something that your penny will drop at that event and your life will never be the same. So make sure you attend events. Then the other thing is personal power. What do I mean by personal power? Personal power is, number one, you need to have knowledge about the products and about the business. For the last, I would say, 8 months, because of the many years we've been in the business, I removed all the lifestyle magazines we have in our house and I have read them cover to cover. The first one I read is, I wanted to capture the thoughts and the mind of the CEO and the founder, Jerry Brasfield. What are they thinking about this business? How is it that Jerry Brasfield is extremely successful to build such a business? And by the way, Jerry Brasfield is the largest wine farm owner in the whole of California. So there's something unique about Jerry Brasfield. I wanted to capture his thoughts. How does he think? What is it that he believes that can make this business? And out of reading those things, I discovered that number one, Jerry's complete belief in God. Number two, the complete belief in the distributors. Number three, he believes that this company will be $1 billion company. Because of what is going on around the world, I think the only company that has been prepared for such a moment as this one is Neolife. I've been reading a lot about Kendra Brasfield, what she's thinking, Jerry Brasfield about what they're thinking, because I wanted to saturate myself with knowledge. But apart from saturating yourself with knowledge, you need to have the right attitude. Life is tough, I know that for a fact. But if you want your life to be easy on you, you need to be tough on yourself. If you are easy on yourself, life will be very tough. So I recommend develop your personal power by the knowledge you generate, by the passion that you have for the business, but also your capacity to love your distributors. I know sometimes it sounds strange when you say in this business that you love your distributors. For me, my goal is, I know we can earn a lot of money in this business, but I concentrate on helping the people who are brought into the business first to become successful before I think about how much money we can earn. And Josphat was very right. If your business grows too fast and you haven't grown as a person or as a leader, your business will drop until you catch up with it. That I know from my own experience. I can tell you that at one time our business was doing 283,000 PV per month. That's group PV, let alone the total PV. That is group PV, the first 3 levels was 283. That is almost a 3-diamond business. But because Betty and I had not matured to be able to handle that kind of volume, our business dropped. I can see Josphat is scratching his head. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. This business will always wait for you to catch up. And I would say it's a very forgiving business. You can make a lot of mistakes, but your business will always wait for you to catch up. So you need to develop your personal power. And I'd like to conclude this session with a statement that we were told over and over again when we started the business. And that is, if it's to be, it's up to me. If you want to know the person who writes your check, look in the mirror every morning. Go and speak to the boss. Tell boss, okay, I'm tired of this misery income that I'm getting in your life. I want more income. The boss will tell you, okay, the income is for you. Just do more. So if it's to be, it's up to you. Nobody can decide how much you earn. You are the only one who can decide how much you want to earn in the business. So I wish all of you, I don't wish you luck. I wish you success and discipline, because I know on the other side of pain, discipline, and disappointment is where your success lies. Thank you very much, and I wish you the best. Thank you. Back to you, Josphat.
Thank you very much, Pascal, for that. I think those of us who have taken good notes, then by the end of this month, things will really be happening. Thanks for sharing your rich experience with us. And we will
Thank
not
you.
add anything really much, but I would love to echo what Pascal has said. If it has to be, it's up to me, not to you, to me. And passion is what will help us to really move. I would love to really congratulate one new guy. He joined from South Sudan. We don't have New Life offices in South Sudan, but he's getting his kit products from Uganda, and he's not using that as an excuse. I don't know whether he has already joined us. Even the network there is really terrible. But if he's here with us, I really want to congratulate Pastor Ndrasi Bua all the way from South Sudan. So there really shouldn't be any excuse as to why one is not able to perform. And we'll do your homework, Pascal. Next week,
Okay.
by Tuesday, we'll give you, I will share with you the feedback so that we can give the products. Thanks for the incentive. We'll handle it together.
Okay.
Now, guys, as we wind up this session, I have a challenge to all of us. We have not yet well positioned ourselves in terms of moving the immunity products. The cases for corona are still going up here in Kenya. People seriously need these products, and that means we are not yet where we should be. From the statistics from the warehouse, from the office, phyto defense is not really moving the way it should be. Garlic, allium, carotenoid complex, zinc. These immunity products are not moving the way they should. And we were having some discussion with some leaders, and we were saying, perhaps we are not very direct in the way we are approaching the whole thing. We need to be very direct. Let people know that we have such fantastic products. We are not beating around the bush. We are not, trying to see whether the products work. They really work. So that is my challenge to all of us. Not really missing the point that some of us distributors have been able to do even close to 1,000 personal points because of positioning themselves and the products in the right way. So in the month of May, let us be very direct in terms of the immunity products and also Super Grow. There is one of us who is selling Super Grow in boxes, in cases, because of being direct to the point that Super Grow is doing wonders in our farms. So with that closing remark, I want to wish us the very best of this month. In the evening of tomorrow, we have 2 meetings that we'll be sharing with us, the link. Let us take advantage of every single meeting. So be set to check on a regular basis the meetings that are coming over. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. May God bless you so much. May He bless the work of your hands, because we have to work for God to bless what we have done. So thank you very much, and God bless you as we start